Eliot Roth. You know why? The name of this YouTube is Sheriff Todd Baxter, Civilian Degenerate. Do you know, Eliot? What's my name, Eliot? You know my name. My name is Christopher Chichester, and I've never committed a crime. You, Eliot, work at this building right here, the 2025 Penfield Road, don't you? I've walked through this parking lot 4,000 times. You, Eliot, can walk through this parking lot down Penfield Road to Wegmans, Target, Cam's Peeps, and not be arrested. Why is that? Nancy Dooley can walk through this parking lot down sidewalk to Penfield Road to Wegmans, Target, Cam's Peeps, and not be arrested. Why is that? What do you think about the fact, Eliot, that I'm the only resident of Penfield, New York, with 36,000 people to be arrested for walking through that parking lot? What do you think about the fact that I'm the only resident of Monroe County with 200,000 plus people to be arrested through this parking lot, Eliot? What do you think about the fact that I'm the only New York out of 17.9 million in New York that will be arrested for this parking lot? Does it bother you, Eliot? Does that concern you? The answer is no. The answer is no. Because you, Eliot, are standing outside this business one day, and you say to me, with a look of hatred and malevolence on your face, you're going to be arrested. You said that to me right here. I'm walking through the parking lot, and there you are. And I look at you, and you know I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't that right, Eliot? And you're taking pleasure in the fact that I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea why you say to me you're going to be arrested, because I'm just going about my normal day. And I believe that day I was going to Gold's Gym in Fairport. So, Eliot, as you know that you said to me you're going to be arrested, and I know that you said to me you're going to be arrested, what's the name of the criminal employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office of Todd Baxter that told you I was to be arrested? Is it Shannon Meyer? Because I'm going to tell the United States Department of Justice that Shannon Meyer and her repulsive $67,000 a year existence told you, Eliot Roth, that I was to be arrested. And if you refuse to answer, all you have to do is click reply and answer. Then I'm going to know it's Shannon Meyer. And I've said this to her on a previous YouTube, multiple YouTubes, that is her, that you said to Shannon Meyer, or Shannon Meyer told you, pardon me, that I was to be arrested. Where's your morality, Eliot? Standing there with that look of hatred, taking pleasure in what they're going to do to me. Because you know, Eliot, that they put that camera on that building, correct? The camera is also called a surveillance device. So I was shown the video image. And what happened is that Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care cuts the grass for your residents. And this is what happened. Steve Desmond, you know who this weed whacking, grass cutting, weasel fucking loser Steve Desmond is, don't you, Eliot? Because he's been inside your building. You know this guy. You can see a picture of him on the Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care website. And if there's an individual who looks like he needs the shit kicked out of him, it's this guy. So, what is wrong with you, Eliot? You know that they're planning to concoct the crime for me at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, because they came and they put that camera on that building right there. That's your building. Because I was shown the video. And 50 plus times, I demanded the video from Sheriff Todd Baxter and refused every time. You know why? Because this is not a crime, Eliot. Steve Desmond is walking in your parking lot one day, and here comes the guy in his tractor from Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care with a ZZ Top Freak Show beard. Isn't that right, Albert and Lori Broccolo? Are you aware, Albert and Lori, that your employee, Steve Desmond, this weed-whacking, grass-cutting loser, is working with Shannon Meyer, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and this guy with the gray beard to get me to come out and ask to concoct the crime for me? Are you aware of that, Albert and Lori Broccolo? And Todd Baxter's employee, Shannon Meyer, is using your civilian, Steve Desmond, to call 6 Monroe County Sheriff Office residents to my house in a concoction of a crime. I've never been arrested to that day. As I sit here, I've never committed a crime. That's totally irrelevant to party switching Sheriff Todd Baxter and party switching District Attorney Sandra Dorley. And for what I'm about to tell you, the prosecutor didn't talk in court. And I had to appear before John P. Lomenzo Jr. and I'm delivered to Monroe County Jail without the prosecutor talking in court. Prosecutor didn't talk in court because this is not a crime. Here's the guy in his tractor. Here's Steve Desmond. I come outside, I stand right here, I tell the guy in his tractor nobody owns Atlanta, walk back in my house. I'm outside for 30 seconds. How's that a crime? Sheriff Todd Baxter, how is it a crime for me to walk outside, stand right here, say nobody owns Atlanta, and walk back in my house? Tell me how it's a crime. Tell me how it's a crime to get 6 of your public employees to my residence, Sheriff Todd Baxter. What's wrong with you, Sheriff Todd Baxter? Do you understand what a pathetic, nauseating joke you are as Sheriff of Monroe County, and you and your employees do not understand what constitutes a crime? Because this is not a crime. Eliot, do you agree that that's not a crime? Or are you a Jonestown Kool-Aid drinker? And if you are a Jonestown Kool-Aid drinker, and you are a Jonestown Kool-Aid drinker, apply for employment at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Todd Baxter. So, Eliot, did Shannon Meyer tell you at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office that I was going to be arrested? Because that's exactly what you said to me. What's the answer, Eliot Roth? What is wrong with you, Eliot Roth? How, Eliot, is it a crime to walk outside, stand right here, say nobody owns that land, and walk back to my house? How is that possibly a crime? Do you own a dog, Eliot? What would you think if the Monroe County Sheriff's Office came to your residence, demanded your dog? I'm going to tell you about the hatred that you're next to. These parasites, Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah. My ex-girlfriend Riley and I went to Lollipop Farm Humane Society when we lived in Webster because we wanted to give a dog a home that nobody wanted. And they do such beautiful, perfect work at Lollipop and placing dogs in the homes of people that want to adopt dogs. And if you own a dog, then you love your dog. Because your dog gives you the same love that you give your dog. It's unconditional from your dog, and sometimes in life, as your friends or family members, you know it's not unconditional love. So Laura and I were approved, and we adopted a Shih Tzu. And I passed the background check, and so did Laura. So I'm telling you this, Eliot, not to tell you my dog story, because I have 500 dog stories about my little guy, and then bore the hell out of you. I'm telling this about what you're next to and these parasites, and about the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. I'm telling you about the people that put that camera on that building and how they behave. I'm walking my little guy 7 years and 4,000 times, Eliot, and I would see you, and you would see me. You would see me when you would pull up to your business, because I saw you time after time and day after day just getting out of your car, because I'm walking my little guy 3 and 4 times a day. I'm going to see you. So I would see you pull up in your car. I'd see you exit. I'd see you inside your building. I saw you over and over and over, and you saw me walking my dog. This is a normal occurrence, Eliot. For 7 years, I saw you. And I ignore you. Because I don't have any communication with people I don't know. But I know you're there, and you can see me. So you see me, Eliot, exit my residence with my little guy on his leash, go back to this land behind my residence. He goes and it comes back. You see me do this every day. Not every day, pardon me. I want to be accurate. You saw me at least 2 or 3 times a week, because I would see you, and you would look right at me sometimes. So I'm going to tell you what you're with, about these parasites that you live right next to. When I say you're with, that you live next to Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah, and the sheriff's office that put that camera on that building. I walk my little guy the same way. The back window from the Shah law firm flies over, but it's not Neeraj Shah, Layla Kumar Shah, 50-year-old man living with his mommy. Do you live with your mommy, Eliot? I won't be surprised if you live with your mommy like this psychopath Neeraj Shah. I don't know why this woman is screaming at me. I bring my little guy in and put him on his dog bed, and I walk through the parking lot. Oh, you know, that's when I could walk through the parking lot without being arrested. So I put my little guy on his dog bed. I walk through the parking lot to go over to talk to these parasites, Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah, to ask them, why are you screaming at me? What's the problem? I walk in, and when I walk in there, Eliot, this used to be the office of my dentist, Dr. Gloria Nichols. Dr. Gloria Nichols is a terrific, special human being. And if you need a dentist, you should go see Dr. Nichols. And the reason why the Monroe County Sheriff's Office never heard my name is that Dr. Gloria Nichols is not a psychopath like Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah. And I would see Dr. Nichols when I was here with my ex-girlfriend, Lauren. Sometimes we would walk through the parking lot, and she would say hello to us because she was so friendly and nice. And when it was time to go to the dentist, Eliot, guess who I picked? I picked Dr. Gloria Nichols because she was so nice. And she was so friendly, and she was so close. So Dr. Gloria Nichols, who used to live right next to you with her practice, is not calling the sheriff's office to come seize my dog like these hate-consumed parasites, Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah. Eliot, you're a hate-consumed parasite too, because you're standing there with that misanthropic look on your face telling me you're going to be arrested, and you know I don't know what you're talking about. So, this woman is screaming at me when I'm walking my little guy. I don't know why. I go over there to talk to them. They refuse. I come back, and then I hear that pounding on my door. They've been pounding on my door now for 18 plus months. I open the door, and there's this vicious confrontation with two Monroe County Sheriff Office employees demanding my little guy that I've walked for the same way for 7 years and 4,000 times. And next to the Monroe County Sheriff Office employees, animal control. And he's standing here, he's pole in his hand. The pole is about 10 feet high and has a noose atop it. This is a Shih Tzu, and you know it's a Shih Tzu because you would see me walking him. It's not an 80, 90, 100-pound dog. And this is a vicious confrontation that I had never experienced in my life, with them demanding my dog. And my neighbor, he's also my friend, so he's partially biased, and he's seen a lot of what has happened to me, including this. Watch this happen because he was right there in the driveway. He's not inside Israel. So if he was inside, he could hear the confrontation with them. We were screaming at each other because I was saying, you have to kill me. That's my exact words to them. You have to kill me to take my little guy from me. If you want a dog, Eliot, I'll guess that you would say the same thing. You would tell the sheriff officer, any police officer, you have to kill me to take my little guy. This is what you're with. These are the people who put that camera on that building, also called a surveillance device, Eliot. Come to my residence to man my little guy. I slammed the door in their faces. I went back to his dog bed and I looked down at him, and he was shaking. And I picked him up and I held him over my shoulder. And I said, nobody's ever going to take you from me. And I could still feel him shaking when I picked him up, and I almost cried. I held it together. What do you think about what I just told you, Eliot Roth? About that camera being on the building that you know about? That's why you say to me you're going to be arrested. About these parasites that you're next to at 2025 Penfield Road, Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah. About the Monroe County Sheriff's Office coming to my residence. About Nancy Dooley, your co-worker, calling the Monroe County Sheriff's Office because I used profanity in her presence. Your co-worker, Nancy Dooley, is mentally ill. I say to her, what the fuck, you looking at? Fuck you. She calls the sheriff's office. Do you know falsely reporting an incident is a crime, Eliot, Nancy? Because when I said, what the fuck you looking at? Fuck you, Nancy. It's hurt your precious little feelings. And visit Brooklyn, New York, Nancy. You're calling the sheriff's office because I used profanity in front of you? How's that a crime? What's wrong with you, Nancy Dooley? Because the same thing that's wrong with you is wrong with Eliot Roth, and that you're detached from reality. So Nancy Dooley calls the sheriff's office to my residence because I say, what the fuck you looking at? Fuck you. And they arrive. This Deputy Savino and a female. And I let them in. I turn my back as I let them in. I walk to the center of the living room. And as I turn around, guess who was 6 inches from my nose? The Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee that Nancy Dooley called. And he says to me, what did you say to the woman in the car? And I reply, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. And then the Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee says to me, don't swear at me. Todd Baxter's public employee, subsidized by the taxpayers in New York, came to my house to tell me how to talk because of Nancy Dooley and your repulsive Jonestown cult. What is wrong with you, Eliot and Nancy? What do you think about what I said, District Attorney Sandra Dorley, employees of the District Attorney's Office? What do you think about what I said, Sheriff Todd Baxter, employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Because you're copied on this. And you're going to get the transcript too. You, Todd Baxter, coming to my house to tell me how to talk. How do you think the employees at the United States Department of Justice are going to react to your employee being 6 inches from my nose and supervising my speech in Penfield, New York? The conclusion is going to be the obvious one, Todd, that you're a fanatic, degenerate, and sociopath. And I've been labeling you accurately as a fanatic, degenerate, and sociopath for 18 months. And this is one reason why, of the 500 plus reasons that you're coming to my house. Todd Baxter, in the person of this deputy to tell me how to talk. Perry Duckles copied on this. I don't know if you'll watch it, but I'm going to send you the transcript. You're the number 2, I believe, at the district attorney's office. What do you think of the Monroe County Sheriff Office employees coming to my residence to supervise my speech? It's fanaticism, extremism, hatred. So, Eliot, I'm going to conclude this YouTube that's at 15 minutes. I'm going to ask you again, and you're going to refuse to tell me the answer. And if the roles were reversed, Eliot, I would provide you with the answer. Eliot Roth, at 2025 Penfield Road, where Sheriff Todd Baxter installed a surveillance device for me. Who told you at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office that I was to be arrested?